Hey, it's Paper Cam, way with the future. So today we're going to grok or understand matrix multiplication. Grok kind of means understand on the caveman level. So like I hit the little rock with the big rock and the little rock smashes into pieces. That's the level on which I want you to understand matrix multiplication after this video. So let us start with the dot product. I'll also just say there are many ways to think about matrix multiplication. This is just the most basic way that I think will help you get it, and then you can build up to the other ways. So let's say I have these two things. These are vectors. Hey, there's numbers in here. We got the same amount of numbers. And what a dot product is, it's when you multiply the elements. So 4 times 2, 3 times 1, 2 times 1. And then those three quantities, those three products, you add them. So this would be 4 times 2 plus 3 times 1 plus 2 times 1. You need to be familiar with that. I'm not even going to bother to do that math. I just want you to know that's what the dot product is. It has a bunch of interpretations as well. So for the purposes of just having some context to think about, let's pretend these are the costs of eggs, milk, and flour. And then this is my grocery list. I want 2 gallons of milk. I want 2 packs of eggs, 1 gallon of milk, 1 pack of flour, right? And so if I do this math, do this dot product, I'll get the total cost, right? Now let's say I have, this is my cost at the regular grocery store, and then this is the cost at the fancy grocery store, Whole Foods. And I'll have the same grocery list. And if I do this math, these first, then I'll get the cost of, at the regular grocery store. Then I do this one, I'll get the cost. I'll just make up numbers, $25. And then if I do this, $80. These are made up numbers. I'm getting the cost at the two different grocery stores. Now what if I do this? Here's my two different cost matrices, and then maybe I want to know, like, this is a regular week in the household, and then this is when we're having our big party where we make a whole bunch of pancakes, right? And so then I could take the dot products for the different things. How much will it cost if I get the pancake ingredients at the fancy store, the cheap store, regular week at the regular store, regular week at the fancy store. All those possibilities can be gotten from this, and you'll end up with 4 numbers, right? So, well, if I do this, how do I know where the numbers go? Well, let me back up actually first. So, another thing you need to know when you're getting into multiplying matrices is the sizes of the matrices. And the way you measure a size of a matrix is you look along the side, the left, and you count these numbers. So I see 2 numbers there. And then you look across the top, I see 3 numbers. So this matrix here would be a 2 by 3 matrix. And then look at this one. What size is this? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this one is a 3 by 2 matrix. Okay. So the rule is you cannot multiply matrices unless these numbers here match, right? And then the resulting matrix is going to be this by this. So this is just some rule that maybe you memorized, but I don't like memorizing rules. I want to know why things work. And so the reason these have to match is because you can't take a dot product if you don't have the same number of things in each vector, right? So if I cross this off, like, well, how much is the flour am I going to pay for? Like, I don't know how many things of flour I need. Having it missing is not the same as it being a zero. It's just like undefined. We don't know what that is. So we can't take this dot product. And so here, if this was a 2, that would mean similarly that row wouldn't be there, and then we couldn't take the dot product because what do we do with these numbers? Okay, so getting back to taking this, so I know this is going to be 2 by 2 because of the outer thing, and we'll see why that is a little more intuitively in a moment. Let's just assume it for the moment. And you can also kind of see it because look, I'm going to do this. So I took this top one and I did it by these two, so that gave me 2 numbers, and then I took this next one and I did it by two more numbers. So I got 4 numbers, right? Now, how do I know where to put them though? Where do I put the results of these 4 dot products that I've taken? So there's a rule for that too, and you often call these matrices A and B, and so the rule looks something like this. Matrix A times matrix B, element ij, and you read those ij equals A. These are lowercase ones are talking about elements of here, so you'd be like A, I1, B, J, and already it's like, what is he talking about? I can't remember this either. The only way I could cook this up is using my knowledge of how this actually works, which I'm going to show you right now. So instead of trying to remember where these go, this is what I like to do. Now I'm going to use the graph paper just to organize this a little bit, and you'll see why. So what I'll do is I will put the matrices in this relationship. You don't have to be this exact. I'm just doing it this way to make a point. Okay. Put them like this. Notice right here, these sizes match up. So if your matrices are valid for multiplication, like they can be multiplied, you'll always get a square right there. You'll always see you have the same numbers here, and that's because you can't take a dot product otherwise. Alright? And then if you look down here, you see there's 4 spots. And you know exactly where the numbers are going to go. Like if I take this dot product, it points into where those numbers go. If I take this dot product, it's going to be here. This is just like a multiplication table, and you know how those work. So let's see, I'll just draw the corner of a multiplication table. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what's 2 times 3? Well, 2, 3, and then I look in, and 2 times 3 will be here. Whatever that is 2 times 3. Similarly with this. What's this matrix times this matrix? Well, that result is going to be right there. So this right here gives us all the possible multiplications, right, of these numbers. 1, 2, 3 times 1, 2, 3. They're all here. The same thing is true here. It's giving us all the possible dot products. So, because look, if I take this first one, then it's going to be times this one and this one. That's all there is. If this matrix went all the way to the end of the page, it would be this, and then these numbers would all go in here. So it would be this row times every single column. And then the same thing would happen this row times every single column. So when you multiply 2 matrices, what you're really doing is you're making a table of all the possible dot products. That's what that result is. So you've been patient and watched for 10 minutes now. I hope this cleared things up for you. I hope matrices just seem like rocks now to you. Just solid, totally understandable things, and you can just roll them down a hill if you want, or make an arrowhead. There you have it. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching.